Realtree's Midwest Whitetail is brought to you by Cabela's, Cuddyback, America's Best Bowstrings, Drake Non-Typical, Easton Arrows, Frigid Forage, Fuse, Grizzly Coolers, and Realtree.
Day 29, November 24th. This is my first hunt back after hitting that buck on the 11th of November. And we looked for him for a couple of days and just kind of got discouraged after that, demoralized, and had some stuff I had to do around the office. So it's good to be back out again. This evening we're heading to the open gate back in a corner of the farm where if we are going to see a surprise buck, this would be a likely spot for it. This is where I shot those 4 does back in mid-October. So it's a good spot, lots of deer back here. I think our chances would normally be pretty good in this spot, but it's 55 degrees today. That's pretty warm for the 24th of November. But you know, I think with the storm coming in, there's supposed to be a big blizzard tonight and a real hard cold front coming. You know, maybe we'll see a little jump up in movement ahead of that storm. But either way, it's good to get back out and hopefully find at least a couple of does to shoot, or on the best case scenario, a surprise buck. I want to take a minute and show you guys a new broadhead that Wasp is going to be bringing out in 2019. This isn't available yet, but they sent me a few of them just to test and do a little teaser for the public. But this is the Havilon, the Wasp Havilon, and they partnered with the Havilon Knife Company to come up with this broadhead. It's a fixed blade head, super sharp tip, very sharp blades. One thing that's nice about these smaller type of broadheads, they don't have a lot of surface area, so they don't wind plane near as much as the broadheads that we used to shoot, the fixed blade broadheads that we used to shoot several years ago that had the large blade profiles. So you get better accuracy at higher arrow speeds and hard hitting, shoot them through a iron plate kind of durability. So if I get a chance this afternoon, I'm going to try to get a doe with this or whatever comes by, just to get a little field testing in for Wasp. And thought you might get a kick out of seeing their new head for 2019. there's a really nice 3-year-old out in this little small food plot. I had a bunch of pictures of him here, so I was hoping we'd get a chance to look at him. He's going to be a really good deer in a couple of years. I think there's 2 or 3 does out there. They're mixed in and out with those fawns, so it's kind of hard to tell, but hopefully, if everything goes according to plan, they'll work their way up through here and heading out of this small plot into the big ag field, beans off to my right here. And when they do that, they go right through this little open gate about 15 to 20 yards away. So hopefully we'll have that before the evening's over, but we're still probably 45 minutes or more from the end of legal shooting time, so there could be a lot more deer that come out. I kind of want to see what pops out here because, like I said earlier, this is probably one of those few spots on the whole farm where a surprise buck is a pretty decent possibility. So we're gonna keep ourselves glued against the tree so these deer don't spot us, and hopefully before the end of the video blog we can either bring you another update or show you some action when these does come through. Second one's really big.
Holy cow. Blondest coyotes I've ever seen.
Yeah, that second one's a giant. Shoot the bigger one. As if those 3 house dogs that came out when we first got here wasn't enough. We just had 2 coyotes that almost gave me a shot. I mean, I was at full draw, and that big blonde one was coming straight at me, and he stopped, and I don't know how he saw us up here, but neither one of us was moving, and he just turned tail and took off. I was just getting ready to put my pin on him. I didn't like that front on shot, but he was only about 25 yards away. That was enough to get my adrenaline going. I forgot all about those deer when I saw those coyotes coming. I love shooting coyotes, but when the coyotes turned and ran, then the doe or the deer ran too. So tomorrow is supposed to be a blizzard, so if it's reasonable weather for us to get out, we're going to try to get out tomorrow evening. Try to get around some corn, probably in that redneck blind where I was hunting that big 7. See if the deer are still coming into that. You know, it's been a couple weeks since we've been there, and there wasn't a ton of corn left at that time, so it's possible they've eaten it all. But that would be a pretty good location if there's any corn left. So check back again. Next time you see me, there will be 6 to 12 inches of snow on the ground, and hopefully we're sitting over a good food source.